frontier. A line between what is and what's next. We've played the game, built the legends, carried the weight. But this is different. This is where the game leaves the ground. No limits, no ceiling. No looking back. This isn't the next season. This is the next frontier.
We welcome you to Round Rock, Texas, where tonight it's the final home game for the Texas Volts this season, while Oklahoma City, they are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive in the AUSL. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. Jeff Arnold, joined alongside by Amanda Scarborough, former Big 12 Conference pitcher and player of the year. The OKC Spark, they're playing their best softball at a really good time. Everything has been clicking for them right now.
And not very many games left, and they are in the playoff hunt. They're wanting to get a spot in College Station and finish in the top 3 in the standings. And it's been Sydney Romero and Maya Brady that have been leading them offensively as leaders just in general as well. But combined offensively for 52 hits, 15 home runs, and 39 RBIs. They'll be at the top of the order for the Spark today. And this Spark offense has led the league in home runs most of the year. They have hit 32 home runs. That is 11 more than any other team has hit in this league. It has been an offensive explosion with Sydney Romero and Maya Brady leading the way. And pitching-wise, they've been pitching better as of late, putting them in a position for this last end of the season push. 5-2 record in the month of July with a sub-4 ERA that is substantially better than how they started the season.
I mean, it was a great performance from Jalen Ford last night, who went the distance. As we take a look at the Easton starting lineup for OKC, Sydney Romero. She is in the mix for the MVP spot. Yesterday, 2 for 4, couple of doubles in a 7-2 Oklahoma City victory. And on the mound in the circle is one of the veterans for the Texas Volts, Rachel Garcia.
Excited to see Rachel Garcia pitch against this top of the order for the Spark. 1 through 4, they are tough and veterans with Romero and Brady. And Garcia is coming off of a complete game Monday against the Blaze, where she had a season high in strikeouts with 8. Through the full thing, even after the MLBX competition she competed in the day before, where she hit a ton of home runs. We are looking at one of the best athletes in our sport. She can swing the bat as well. She comes from UCLA, and she has always been one of the best two-way players in our sport.
And if you doubted that, look at this distance on some of the home runs she hit in the MLBX competition over the weekend, as McKinney fouls it away to open up tonight's game. 7-2 win for Oklahoma City yesterday. They had 2 big innings in the game where they scored 3 runs, were helped out by a lot of walks and also some hit by pitches.
Six of their 7 runs that they scored yesterday were they got on via walk or hit by pitch, just manufactured runs in a different way than the long ball than we're used to seeing from them this season.
Just outside there, says Scott Mayer, our home plate umpire. It also helps when you've got your full complement of players. Sydney McKinney, since joining the Spark on June 23rd, hits in 10 of the 11 games in which she's played.
And we were used to seeing Maya Brady as leadoff hitter for the bulk of this season, but making some lineup changes here late in the season, moving her to the 2 spot, Sydney Romero down to the 3 spot with a chance to drive in more runs as they've been driving in a lot of RBIs this season.
Expands the zone. McKinney strikes out, and a good start for Rachel Garcia tonight.
And Rachel Garcia is going to be one of the hardest throwers in the league. 70, 71 miles an hour, can move the ball away from the left-handed hitters or into them with her curveball. Her curveball is going to be her most used pitch. She can throw it on both sides of the plate. We'll also mix in her rise, drop, and screwball. The drop ball that she throws is an off-speed pitch, and it is just devastating. It has her highest chase rate. It has her highest whiff rate. That drop ball, despite just throwing it 17% of the time, helps set up her other pitches that have a ton of speed and velo behind it.
And Garcia among the leaders in strikeouts. She takes the ball every couple of days. She will issue some walks. She will hit some batters. But she has started to come on over her last couple of starts in the circle. None more so than her last outing against Carolina.
Look at Maya Brady's show bunt there. It's just not fair what Maya Brady is able to do in the box. It's going to pull Jackie Liss, the third baseman, up the line. But she's able to be at the top of the league in terms of home runs, but can also lay down a bunt for a hit and use her speed.
2-2.
Garcia is getting this outside corner with their backdoor curveball to these lefties. And if she's getting that pitch called a little bit off the plate, she is tough to hit because she will just live there consistently.
And a swing and a miss. What a start for Rachel Garcia tonight. Strikes out McKinney and then Brady.
And the pitch before getting called a strike then moved into the next pitch where Maya Brady is going to chase this backdoor curveball off the plate too. So a little bit lower that she located that pitch, gets Brady to chase that pitch off the plate. We're back-to-back strikeouts.
So a chance here for Sydney Romero, who got the offense for Oklahoma City started last night. And we welcome everybody who is joining us after watching NBA Summer League action here from the Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas. Jeff Arnold, Amanda Scarborough, and Maria Trivalpiece with you. It is the final game at home for the Texas Volts, while Oklahoma City is trying to keep its playoff hopes alive and earn a brief two-game sweep as they coming off a 7-2 win yesterday. Sydney Romero, who has been dynamite in her last 9 games. And in spite of how well this top part of the order for Oklahoma City has performed, they've been no match for Rachel Garcia in this first inning.
You're watching one of the best two-way pitchers, one of the best two-way players in the world, and Rachel Garcia in the circle right now.
Line out to second base. That's off the glove of Sierra Romero, so Sydney gets it by Sierra. And a 2-out base runner here for the Spark.
Yeah, that is her sister there at second base. Sierra Romero is... Sydney Romero has just been hitting the ball with high exit velocity this season. I mean, everything off of her bat, even a ground ball like that, is just tough to handle. 76 miles an hour off the bat. That's a high exit velocity in our fast pitch sport.
Yeah, especially with that pitch being on the outside part of the plate and being able to send it the other way. So now it comes to Delaney Wiz. Wiz was 0 for 4 yesterday. The first time she'd ever gone 0 for 4 in an AUSL game. She can hit for power. She can hit for average. Can do a little bit of everything. Oh, and 2.
The strike zone, Rachel Garcia is getting off the edges. Maddie Penta is going to be the starter for the Spark on the other side. And I'm wondering if she's taking notes or her hitters are communicating to her what they've seen at the top of the order already in this game.
2 strikes against Wiz, and it's yanked foul. And I think what also helps, too, Rachel Garcia's talked about the relationship she's got with Deja Mulipola, who's doing the catching. And you know how good Mulipola is. If there are ways to infiltrate the larger strike zone, she will certainly do it.
A couple of veterans in this battery for the Volts. Mulipola, longtime friend and catcher of Garcia.
A certain comfort level that it felt like Garcia found when Mulipola came back, just because they've worked together for so long. Back-to-back strikeouts to start for Garcia before Sydney Romero reached. Counts 2-2 now against Wiz.
We talked about the pitch mix for Rachel Garcia, but she'll try to change speeds with that drop ball, taking it down to 62 miles an hour, serving as an off-speed pitch for her, but she'll ramp it up 70, 71, up in the zone with her rise when she needs to.
Strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Rachel Garcia against some of the toughest hitters in the AUSL.
And she is living on the edges, getting the calls. This is Rachel Garcia 101 with the way that she surgically places these pitches on the corner, getting a strikeout of Maya Brady, Sydney McKinney, and Delaney Wiz. That curveball is working early.
The AUSL, it is sponsored by Mizuno. Second game of this brief series between Texas and Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's already claimed the season series against Texas, and last night Jalen Ford was dynamite in the circle, turning in a complete game, 7 innings of two-run baseball. And we had a special friend here as well who sung God Bless America before the game.
That was Chief Master Sergeant Jim Lawson singing God Bless America, and just I was crying. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool to see. Here's the Volt starting lineup presented by Rawlings. Jackie Liss, her season has basically been made by the last 3 games that she's played in. She had another homer yesterday and has driven in 5 runs while she's played a good third base too. And so the Volts, they're going to be facing off against Maddie Penta, who starts Riley Boone off with strike 1.
Actually, this is a big start for Maddie Penta. This consistently feels now like a must-win game every time the Spark enter a game. So Jalen Ford took the ball last night through a complete game in a must-win situation. Now they hand it off to Maddie Penta, who is throwing better as this season has gone on. When she got back to the United States after competing in the Japan Diamond League, where she came to the season a little bit late, along with Jalen Ford on her pitching staff.
And it's 1-2. Here's Riley Boone, who's had quite a year for the Texas Volt. She is a volt of energy both at the plate, in the field, as well as in the dugout. Somebody who really is good at keeping her team loose.
Patty Gasso at Oklahoma named her the chaos coordinator at OU, where she won 4 national championships there and was a part of that big senior class that was just maybe the best to ever do it. But chaos coordinator, that you strike me as a chaos coordinator, Jeff.
I'm a low-key chaos coordinator. Lined into right field. There's a base hit for Riley Boone.
How did she go up and get that? The way that she has been performing offensively has been something so special. She plays such a good defense, too, in the outfield, covers a lot of ground, has a great arm. But look at her. Get her barrel up to that pitch. Are you kidding me? It's like at her helmet. Rise ball out of the hand of Maddie Penta, and Riley Boone says, okay, I'll 2 strikes, swing at this, and shorten up and get on top of it somehow.
Yeah, she didn't have a hit in her previous 2 games, which is really strange to say because of how she can showcase some power, but also is a great short game. Coffee fouls this away. Yeah, Riley Boone has been fun to watch this year. Coffee has got it going over the last couple of games. Bolt seeing if that maybe tonight they can take the lead first after Oklahoma City got ahead early an evening ago. 1-1 here against Coffee.
Yeah, the Volts are out of the playoff race, but they've been playing their best ball this season as of late. They swept the Blaze right here at Dell Diamond just a few days ago in a 3-game series and played okay last night, but just overall you can tell that this Volts team has gotten better as the season has gone on and played more free maybe now that their playoff hopes are going to be no longer for this season, but just really coming together here at the end of the season.
Yeah, there's something to be said for playing spoiler, and that's what the Texas Volts are going to try and do. Natty Penta, what can she do in the circle? She's trying to follow off the great performance from Jalen Ford, and that guy's got a souvenir and a cool glove too. Center field. Brady under this one, and she's got it for the first out.
Yeah, it's surprising to see that actually Maddie Penta's most used pitch so far this season is her drop ball, which is a little bit of an off-speed pitch for her as well at 64 miles an hour, similar to Rachel Garcia. Both these pitchers will throw 70, 71 miles an hour, and then she'll mix in a screw, changeup, and fastball in there as well. Go up in the zone a little bit with that rise ball, but nice pitch mix for Penta.
Jennings takes low for ball 1. And for Maddie Penta, the other part of it is a lot of the damage that came against her came in her first couple of outings this year.
Yeah, I think she's best when she's mixing speeds, which is just so interesting because now that she didn't do that in her college career at Auburn, where one of the years she was there, she was SEC Pitcher of the Year, but she just was more so known for being a hard thrower, very overpowering in her college career. And you can tell that she spent a lot of time developing her off-speed pitch, her changeup, and that off-speed drop that we talked about. And really, that's been the key to her success in these better starts and appearances that she's had as she's gotten better since she came back from Japan.
A piece of it is when you come to the pros, you might have to change up your sequencing. Jennings hits it softly. McKinney cuts it off and gets the out at first base.
Little hit and run action. You could hear the dugout saying going on the pitch with Riley Boone put in motion. And Sydney Romero was headed toward second base. So Sydney's on the left side did a nice job of cutting this ball off. She had to make that play and cover some ground. Good footwork by McKinney to be able to secure an out there.
One of 3 Sydneys on the infield. Sorry, Delaney Wiz over at first base.
Maybe her middle name is Sydney.
Maybe. We'll have to get our research folks on that. As Molly Paula takes it side for ball 1. So a chance here with Boone at second base, and Texas trying to strike first tonight. Molly Paula has swung the bat well her last couple of games, was 2 for 4 yesterday. And then we also saw her start the game out in left field before later in the game she came back behind the plate. It's quite a combination when you can be a catcher as well as a left fielder.
Such a good athlete. I remember her playing at Arizona, and her head coach, Mike Candrea, would just rave about Deja Mulipola and her athleticism back behind the plate. You watch her play and just the way that she moves, the way that she receives, the arm that she has back behind the plate. She's just a pure athlete and a strong hitter.
And very clutch as well. Last night, both the hits that she had came with runners on base, and Texas certainly wouldn't mind that here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Molly Paula is a strikeout victim, so Boone with a base hit to start off the inning, but then Penta gets 3 straight. No score after 1. Well, in the AUSL, we've got a team that's going to the playoffs in the Chicago Bandits. Skylar Wallace, a big part of the reason why. She went 4 for 5 in the game today for Chicago. Kat Sandercock was great in the circle along with Lexi Kilfoyle. And so Chicago, they punched their ticket to the playoffs. It also means for the Blaze, unfortunately, they are eliminated from playoff contention. And meanwhile, the Bandits, they just keep it rolling.
I feel like every time I look at a box score, the Bandits have double-digit hits, 14 hits today against the Blaze. Blaze offense tried to keep up, scored 6 themselves, and that had been a quiet, cold Blaze offense, but put up a little fight there. But Bandits able to hold off, and Utah and Chicago will officially be going to College Station. We have 1 spot left, and we need to see who's going to be the top seed, 2nd seed, and 3rd seed.
And I think Oklahoma City, they're hoping it might be them. They're going to need to win, and they're also going to need to get some help in order for that to happen. And yeah, the Bandits, after that long winning streak that they had recently, they get in tonight. And we were looking at this earlier today. For the Blaze, it was a week ago. They were a game and a half out of a playoff spot. But in the AUSL, with the length of the season, how fortunes can change.
Lost 7 in a row, including today's game. Just went on a complete skid, had several walk-offs against him. So many close games, too. Another 1-run loss for the Blaze. Many of those games are won or decided by 1 or 2 runs. Feel for them. Man, what a turn in events for the Blaze.
2 strikes here against Amari Harper. Strike 3 called.
So you're going to see this when Rachel Garcia is getting the corners like this, particularly outside to lefties or with her screwball, which is what this pitch is, and her backdoor curveball, which she'll throw on the same side of the plate, but it has a different late break back into the plate movement. When she's getting a call off the plate like that, she is truly one of the best pitchers in the world. And I just want to make a quick point. She already is one of the best pitchers in the world, even when she's not getting calls like that. But when she is, she just becomes quite unhittable because she will consistently put the ball there with her command.
I mean, look at that. 18 strikeouts in her last 9 1/3 innings. Just a couple of inches added to the plate can really make a big difference. And so far, Scott Mayer has been very helpful to Rachel Garcia, who's consistent so far, adding a little bit to the strike zone, and Garcia has taken advantage of it.
Well, 3 of her strikeouts have been to left-handed hitters who are hitting better off of her than righties. Lefties coming in hitting 356 off of her. Righties just 214. But yet 3 strikeouts already to some of the best hitters in the league.
A complete game shutout a couple of nights ago against Carolina. Game that was a run rule win for Texas. 5 scoreless, 8 strikeouts, gave up just 3 hits. It's what it really looks like when Rachel Garcia is on. Two and 2 here against Sherrill. And a swing and a miss. Right down to first base to complete the strikeout. Well, that's 5 outs for Rachel Garcia, all via the K.
Sparker learning early about what Garcia is going to do to them, and now this drop ball that serves as an off-speed pitch, the back foot of Sherrill, that is a nasty pitch, had 6 inches of breakdown in the zone.
So Sarah Gordon going to try to keep the 2nd inning going. Had her first home run a couple of days ago, popped up to the circle. Rachel Garcia takes care of it. Nice and easy. 2 strikeouts to begin. She's got 5 so far through the first 2 frames. It's the final home game for the Texas Volts and the final home game for Sierra Romero, who announced she's retiring at the end of the year. She was honored pregame with a video on the video board. She's got her mom, Melissa, and sister, Sophia, who are here. And what's so special is that Sierra and Sydney Romero both getting to take the field together one final time.
Just such a softball family, a well-known softball family in our sport. We've talked so much about Sierra and Sydney playing against each other, and one final time getting to do it on this field. What a great shot there of Sierra on the left. Her with the helmet on, bat in her hands. That is Sierra Romero 101. Used to seeing her at the plate in that right-handed batter's box. Is doing her thing, but one of the most respected players in the league. It's crazy it's all coming to an end.
Yeah, and nice that you have both Melissa and Sophia who are able to take this in. This is a special night for the Romero family.
How neat is it, like her last home game, she's just happens to be playing against her sister. You know, what are the odds of that happening? That was not planned in advance. You know, she just announced her retirement, what, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago? So this is just a recent thing that she announced, but feeling like it's her time to hang up her cleats.
Sometimes the softball gods can be kind, though, in how they bring everybody together for a night like this. And one of the things that Sydney Romero said earlier today in an Instagram post, just how cool it has been to watch her sister's entire softball life, going back to when she was a kid and now getting to the point right now, which is, you said, Amanda, has become one of the most respected players in the softball world. Now 2-2 against Jackie Liss, who's been red hot. Grounds it foul. When you have a 25-game regular season, a couple of games can make a huge difference, and they certainly have for Jackie Liss. 6 for her last 9 at the plate, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored. It's a large chunk of her productivity this season. Chops it to third, but this is foul.
Yeah, Jackie Liss has such quick hands, and I think that she's figured out this strike zone in her rookie season, trusted those hands more, allowed pitches to travel deeper, and recognize good pitches to swing at, not chase, what she needs to attack.
Up the middle, Romero throws on the move and gets Liss at first base. Not an easy play, but well done by Sydney Romero.
That was a nice play. Sydney Romero has been so solid at shortstop. That could be a tricky hop for her to handle, but her glove work this season has just been so just quiet, easy, exactly where she needs to be all the time, and a backhand, forehand, so good.
I mean, you said it yesterday. She's gotten so much attention, Sydney Romero, because of how she's hit the ball, because she's in that MVP conversation, but she's played flawless defense out there.
Just committed 2 errors at shortstop, which anytime you see a number like that, it is always tough to do because the amount of balls that are being hit to you at that shortstop position. This Spark defense overall has the best fielding percentage in the league. They've only committed 8 errors the whole season.
It's an interesting team in the sense that they hit for a lot of power. They have 11 more home runs than the next closest team. And then they pitch very well in the circle, or they struggle in the circle, I should say. Defensively, though, they're really good. Pitching and defense tend to go hand in hand.
That's why these last few games have been so important for their playoff chances and their playoff hopes, and trying to work their way up the standings in these final games, because their starting pitchers have been going deeper into games and giving them better performances.
Strike 3 called. Garcia rung up.
Second baseman, number 32, Sierra Romero.
Special moment for Sierra Romero as she is introduced tonight, her final home game. And you know, Sierra Romero, a lot of her hits this year have been home runs. So it'd kind of be cool to see her get one more, at least in front of the home crowd.
Definitely. Her one a couple nights ago was pretty special, just knowing she was going to be retiring and that could be her last one. I mean, what she was able to do at Michigan in her college career was embodied with home runs. And I mean, she even hit 11 grand slams when she was at Michigan. She's had so much pop in her bat.
Certainly one of the best players in Big Ten history, that is for sure.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, you see what she did at Michigan. 4-time All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, Softball Player of the Year. A lot of hardware at home.
Yeah, you know, Michigan was the first team to the east of the Mississippi to win a national championship, and that happened in 2005. And Michigan was, I mean, that's a huge national championship led by Jenny Ritter, and then Sierra Romero came along, and there was this almost resurgence of Michigan being back into the Women's College World Series, with her being such a big part of that offensively and with her leadership. And you think about Michigan softball and you think about Sierra Romero.
She's one of those players, intimidating presence when she's on the field, but so willing to share all the knowledge that she's gleaned over many years in the game.
And I like that she's starting at second base today. That was her position that she played or has spent the most time at, I should say, this year in this final season of hers, finding herself a lot at first base, but I like in this final home game, they put her at second base, her sweet spot.
And Ricky Woodard saying about putting her over at first base, the head coach of the Volts, just her hands are so good, you can move her wherever you want on the infield. Strike 3 called. And so Penta gets the punch out. She has K'd 3 through her first 2 innings, 8 total strikeouts through 2. A special night for Sierra Romero. The final home game that she is going to play for the Texas Volts. She retires at the end of the year. She has had a fantastic career, and what's extra special is that she is playing against her sister Sydney, who's the starting shortstop for the OKC Spark tonight. And let's send it over to Maria Tribalpiece, who's with a couple of members of the Romero family.
I have a few more Romeros with me now, Jeff. I have Mom Melissa and Sister Sophia over here. I'm going to start with Mom. You've watched a lot of Sierra's and Sydney's games throughout their entire career. Last time they're all on the same field together. How special is it that you get to be in the building for this one?
It's amazing. It's bittersweet to see them take the field and, you know, play against each other, something that they've been doing their whole life, you know, it means a lot to our family.
It certainly does. You have another family member right here in Sophia. You got to watch both of them growing up. Sierra closing out her career at the end of this year. What is the biggest piece of advice Sierra has given you about softball or life?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, A through Z, I've learned so much from them. And I know that's another saying, but I truly mean it. Sierra has just been such a great role model, you know, and I was telling her and telling my mom, and obviously sitting earlier, I always got asked when I was younger, you know, are you Sierra Romero's sister and this and that, and then it kind of would, you know, make me a little upset and whatnot, but, you know, I realized that the legacy that she has and what she's done for this sport is just amazing, and that's why I got asked those questions, you know, and like you said, back to your question, I mean, I couldn't even give you an answer. She's just an amazing sister and an amazing player, but for me, an amazing human, right? And an amazing sister, so.
We've talked to a lot of people, and legacy is the word that they use to describe her. Sid said that as well, and I'm going to go back to your mom here. When you take a look at what Sierra has done, and here comes a foul ball that we may or may not catch. Sophia had me if we needed it. We were good. We were good. When you look at Sierra's legacy, what are you most proud of as her mom?
It's not about the achievements or the accolades. It's about the type of person she is. Her heart, her integrity, the way she plays the game. You know, I know I'm her mom and I'm probably a little biased, but I truly believe she's left the game better than she's found it. She's just a wealth of knowledge, and she just handles herself in such a way that I'm learning from her. And, you know, that's her legacy. It's not about her hits or, you know, home runs or things like that. It's just the person she is.
I think we can all agree that she has left a legacy beyond this game as well, not just on the field. And last one here for Sophia, what has softball meant to you, your sisters, your brother, your whole family?
Yeah, I definitely think it's just bigger than softball. You know, growing up with my father who loved softball as well as my mom, and then my dad passed away, it becomes a bigger picture for us. I just think at the end of the day, it was such a family sport. You know, it brought us so close, and not a lot of people can say that, maybe with other sports, and maybe even baseball and softball as well, but I think our family just had a different connect point with it, and we've all grown so close, like I said, and again, it was so cool to grow up watching my sisters play and lead the way for me, and just kind of, you know, be that pavement for me of the next step from left to right of what I had to do to be the best I can be.
Well, I know softball and the entire softball world is grateful for the Romeros. Sophia, thank you for your time. Melissa, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Jennings throws on to first and gets the out. I mean, you just love hearing all that. You know, the way that, you know, as Sophia said, Sierra's made her a better person and has helped her grow, and how softball has created this sense of bringing a family closer together and the sense of community that it's created for the Romero family.
They're like softball family royalty, that Romero family. And then they have their brother, Mikey, who's doing really well in the Boston Red Sox organization. I feel like it's just around the corner for him to make it to the bigs, currently playing in the AAA.
Yeah, and it's really cool when you're in Mikey's shoes, because you already have a little bit of a roadmap for how it's supposed to be done, how you go about your business every day, how good of a teammate are you, and just understanding all the little things that have probably helped him become a much better pro player. Two and one against Maya Brady.
That's it. Another different way, by the way, that they are able to manufacture a run. We talk a lot about their home run power and leading the league in home runs with 32 as a team, but finding just another way to get a run across in this series.
It just makes so much of the home run ball. I mean, the spark of a home run, at least one in 14 out of the 21 games that they have played. 11, they've got multiple home runs. Last night, though, the walks, the hit by pitches, and some Volts mistakes helped fuel the fire for them. And there's a hit by pitch as Garcia ends up losing Maya Brady. That always hurts when you have a hitter like Brady. You get to 2 strikes and not able to put them away.
Those drop balls that she hangs on to, and just it's Maya Brady right there in her knee. No strikeouts this inning for Rachel Garcia, which she had 5 through the first 2 innings. So you can tell Spark already making some adjustments, having a better approach. Bubba Nichols-Camarena set the tone for this inning. He was her former teammate of Rachel Garcia at UCLA. Coming up, swinging early in the count. Know exactly what she wanted.
Sydney Romero up at the plate now. Just like Maya Brady, she can do damage with one swing. And we were talking about this earlier. You don't think the MVP race is quite closed yet. I mean, Williams, Brady, Romero, think it's still leaving some time open for maybe somebody to pull ahead at the very end?
It's going to come down to the very end. Sammy Williams for the Chicago Bandits has had just a tremendous season, a breakout season for her. Plays third base for the Bandits, to the top of the order. I mean, even with the way, I mean, it would count Skylar Wallace out at this point, even despite missing several games, because she as well was playing in the Japan Diamond League and came late, but she's kind of catching up statistically speaking, and could be in the mix as well in the next few games. I mean, she's 4 for 5 today, a home run, a couple of RBIs.
And because of it, Chicago Bandits end up punching their ticket to the AUSL playoffs. So Utah and Chicago are both in now. Slap back to the circle. Garcia gets the out, but we see Oklahoma City manufacture a run. It starts with Nichols-Camarena. Ground out by McKinney. Makes it a 1-0 OKC lead. Well, Oklahoma City, can they make it to the AUSL playoffs? They've got a 1-0 lead, a single, an error, and eventually a ground out. Allowed for them to get the first run of the game once again. And for the Spark, they've got to take care of business as they've got to win, and then they've got to also hope that the Portland Cascade can help them out a little bit.
Cascade in front of them right now, so Cascade going to want to win all these games coming up. They play the Talons tonight. After this one, it'll be the third game of a triple header in the AUSL today. And then they will play the Volts after that. So that's who the Cascade have coming up. You know that they want to win and continue to spread their lead, but the Spark are just going to try to do what they need to do, and that's also just try to win every game, put themselves in a position for the playoffs.
And for the Cascade, the remaining games that they're going to have left come against Utah, and then they're going to face off against Texas as well. So all Spark can do is continue to pitch well in the circle, which they have done over the last couple of games, and then you know the offense can take care of itself.
I'll go to the Blaze for Durham, North Carolina for the final series, where they'll be playing against another team in the Blaze that will not have playoff chances. So trying to enforce their will on them maybe a little bit in the final series.
Stuart Hunter grounds it right back to Penta off her glove. And it's going to roll into no man's land, so there's an infield single for Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Second hit for Texas.
Maddie Penta is kicking herself for that not being a 1-3 put out. That will go down likely as a hit, but in her mind it's going to be an error. One hopper just does not see it into her glove. Maybe her mask even got in the way a little bit when that ball was coming back to her, but just did not read it well. And the leadoff hitter gets on.
How challenging is that for pitchers when they've got the mask on? Obviously, protection's the most important thing, but I imagine it can mess with your depth perception a little bit.
You know, I never pitched with one, so I can't speak from experience, but watching thousands of pitchers pitch with them now.
Deep fly to right by Lassiter, but that is caught for the first out.
It just seems to move around a lot. I think that's probably the most difficult part of wearing one, is that you're generating so much force throughout your pitch that when you land with that stride foot and hit the ground, it kind of, you know, moves the rest of your body up to your head, and your head kind of moves around a little bit, and so then they have to readjust it after they release the pitch, and they're just constantly messing with it because it moves around a lot.
Here's Riley Boone, started off her night with a hit as she comes up and takes a strike. Riley Boone also has built a great relationship with Ricky Woodard, the head coach of Texas, and with Ricky and the relationship she has with Riley Boone, they just connect on a different level. They approach the game the same way, and as Ricky was saying earlier this year, they think a lot alike. There's Ricky Woodard right there.
Been a longtime coach at Texas State and has just done such a good job with that program. I remember, you know, it was called Southwest Texas before it was changed to Texas State. I remember my dad went to Southwest Texas and he's an alum there, and I'd go to camps there and know Ricky Woodard whenever I was in high school. So known her for a long time, and she's just done such a good job with that Texas State program. And love the fact that she's now getting a chance to coach in the AUSL. She coached with her general manager, Kat Osterman, at Texas State, so they know each other very well, and then she got hired as the head coach for the Volts.
14 conference titles at Texas State. Penta has no play. Now, that's a tough thing with Riley Boone. She runs so well, and coming out of the left-handed batter's box, you put it right there, you're not going to get her, and so they're 2 on with 1 out.
We just need a camera and a microphone on Riley Boone at all times. I mean, she's just always doing something. Remember, the last time she hit, she went up and got a rise ball for a hit that was literally over her head. So Maddie Penta tries to go down the zone, and she hits it off the end of the bat and uses her speed for an infield single. She can just get it done in so many different ways.
Danica Coffey flied out her first time up. That was the 6th infield hit for Riley Boone this season. She can use her speed. We've even seen her driving a run on a bunt with 2 outs. That happened back in June against Chicago.
Leave it up to her to get something like that done. She just truly does it all. Really enjoyed her being in the league. We didn't get a chance to see her play in the AUSL last year, but several of these players that are added this year have been just big impact players. Her, Jada Coleman, Maddie Penta, another one that was not in the AUSL last year. Sydney Sherrill over at second base.
Coffey ahead of the count. Last night, the Volts 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And the thing about it, last night, Oklahoma City, they scored 7 runs, but it could have been worse because they had tons of opportunities with ducks on the pond. Inside. So the count is run full against Danica Coffey. And you're playing with a little bit of fire right now. 3-2. Third base is open, but you've got Tiare Jennings awaiting on deck, who's tied for the home run lead on the team. Slapped out to the right side. It'll be a tough play. What a play, though, by Sherrill with a glove flip. You had to do that to get the runner at first base. Nifty defense there by Sydney Sherrill.
They had to have that out too, and it's the only way for her to make this play with the speed of Danica Coffey was with the glove flip, and that is so hard to have control of a glove flip like that, but you have a certain touch to it, a certain feel. I mean, Sydney Sherrill could not have played that any better, and like we said, that was a must-have out for the Spark defense.
There's going to be a visit in the circle before Tiare Jennings comes up to the plate. Jennings 5 for her last 13 at the plate. 3 of those hits for extra bases, and it includes 1 home run. Talking things over, I mean, you got Mulipola right behind. First base is open. So the reality is, even with the open base, you're not in a spot where, you know, if you decide to put Jennings on, Mulipola might make you pay 1 hitter later.
Yeah, this is definitely a pick your poison situation here for the Spark, and Courtney Oliver Elkins out there talking to Gordon and Penta about how they want to approach this. And one thing, just carefully, that's how you would approach it. I mean, Tiare Jennings with 5 home runs in the season. Mulipola is trying to find that first one, but she has it in her bat. Another power hitter on deck. It's not going to be easy to get this final out.
And Jennings comes in tied for the team home run lead, along with Aaliyah Binford, who's not in the lineup again tonight. Jennings hasn't slept very much of late, but she's playing on a lot of adrenaline right now. She was a stadium captain in Kansas City for the World Cup match on Saturday. Had a flight delayed, ended up going to Philadelphia for the MLBX competition, comes back, and then the next day ends up hitting a home run.
And I don't know if you know this, because I just didn't, because I'm not a big soccer World Cup fan. Being a stadium captain is a big deal. You deliver the game ball. There is one person that does that, and it was Tiare Jennings in Kansas City on Saturday.
Ground ball, third base. McKinney stays down, gets the out. So for Penta, some really good situational pitching. She has to deal with a couple runners on base. No damage done, and it's 1-0 OKC.
Rachel Garcia off to a solid start for the Volts. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings for her, including 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Is being able to paint these corners and get chases on that drop ball that are down in the dirt against these Spark hitters. Throwing the ball well, good velocity, a little bit off the edges, getting the calls, and when that happens, Rachel Garcia is tough to hit.
Yeah, there are the numbers. Those last 3 outings, a 198 earned run average, complete game shutout. The last time that she was out there has been helped out by a bigger strike zone tonight by Scott Mayer, but home plate umpire has been very consistent. So it'll be Delaney Wiz to start things off in the 4th inning. The Spark getting their lone run in the last inning, a single in air and left by Goodwin, and then eventually a sack bunt and a ground ball out. It allowed for OKC to jump on top.
It's probably going to be the type of night, too, where any help from the Volts defense like that for this Spark team, they're going to take it. I mean, with the way that she is pitching in this game and has been pitching over her last 3 or 4 appearances, I mean, she's just tough to score off of right now. So that error by Jaden Goodwin was critical for that run to come across for the Spark.
And you have seen a lot of Volts players, both pitching-wise as well as position player-wise, play better at the very end of the season, so you get a little bit of something going for next year. That's yanked foul. I mean, until yesterday, Texas had won 3 straight games as they were able to sweep the Carolina Blaze, and they had 3 wins via walk-off.
Playing with a little fight here at the end of the season. I'm sure Ricky Woodard loves to see it. She is a fighter in her own right.
Fair ball. Past the dive of Liss. This is going to get down the line. Takes a tough carom in the corner. Wiz turning second, and they're going to say the ball hit out of play. And so Wiz is going to be told to stay at second base on the automatic double.
I've seen a couple of hits like this in this series that are just hanging down the line. Sticking with that inside pitch, sneaking it past Jackie Liss right down the line, and then it goes into that area where Jane Goodwin throws her hands up and turns in just to a double. No chance for a triple there for Wiz.
It's the first hit that Wiz has gotten in this series.
A couple of leadoff hits for the Spark by former Bruins off of Rachel Garcia. Led to a run in the 3rd inning because of that error that we talked about with Jaden Goodwin. But big opportunity for the Spark here to get that lead off immediately into scoring position to have multiple chances to put more runs on the board.
Harper runs up but takes 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, there's Amari Harper. Look at what she's done against the Volts. .455 batting average. These 2 teams met to start off the year, and so she got off to a very good beginning because of the 3-game series that they had against Texas to start. Sets it down, and Liss does a smart thing and lets it spin foul.
That was almost so good. She's already hitting with a bit of a split grip, too. She did this in her first at-bat where she separates her top hand from her bottom hand by a couple of inches just for some better barrel control. But also when that happens, it puts her left hand in a better position to lay down a quick bunt like that she almost put down the line.
And she got hit by the pitch. Second batter that we've seen Garcia hit. AUSL, it continues on Friday on ESPN2 with a matchup out of Oregon. It'll be the Texas Volts taking on the Portland Cascade, trying for a playoff spot themselves at 8 Eastern. Catch the action or stream it live on the ESPN app.
That Portland Field Stadium, beautiful. The atmosphere, the fans. Loved my time getting a chance to visit that field. Portland has rallied around this Cascade team early. They've had sellout after sellout. So many season ticket holders, as Ricky Woodard argues, or I should say talks to Scott Mayer about that hit by pitch call. I don't think that Rachel Garcia loved the call, and he's going to now ask for help from the couple of other umpires in the field.
Scott Mayer is mic'd up.
Actually sticking her knee out.
I don't have her sticking her knee out. I don't know whether it was entirely within the batter's box or anything.
It was entirely inside the batter's box.
Okay. Yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing there.
Yeah. Hit by pitch.
So as you heard him say, and you heard the umpires talk about it, the ball hit Harper, and it was totally inside the batter's box, and Harper is entitled to the batter's box, and so Ricky Woodard comes out, gets an explanation, but it's going to be runners at first and second with nobody out.
Double hitter bat there on the bunt. And also, too, when it is entirely in the batter's box, you don't have to make an attempt to get out of the way. So that's the other part of that is if the ball is fully in the batter's box, you can just wear it.
did see something really strange last night on consecutive pitches where there was a hit by pitch, and then the hitter was brought back and it was called a strike, and then one pitch later you ended up seeing the same thing happen, only the batter was given first base. Garcia at 60 pitches right now. Bunt is set down. Here comes Liss. Hits the runner in the back. So she's safe at first base. Wiz is going to come down and score, and Oklahoma City's got a 2-0 lead now.
And now Ricky Woodard, I'm assuming, will come out and ask for batter-runner interference potential here if they want to discuss it with Scott Mayer and the other two umpires.
So let's see if this look is going to help answer it for us. I think that could be overturned. That might be interference against Sherrill. Running inside the lane. You got to be inside that runner's lane, and that's part of the reason why you have that extra bag, the orange bag over at first base. Now here's a look from overhead.
You see where Sherrill starts running, and then she kind of goes in toward almost that, just the one bag. Kind of makes it a little S when she's running toward first base, but we're to play on, even though I'm kind of with you. I think that that maybe was close to being batter-runner interference.
Now, part of the reason you get that extra base in is to try and prevent that from occurring.
But I do want to point out one thing, is that she just laid down a bunt on a Rachel Garcia rise ball. And that is not easy to do, because in that bunt situation, a pitcher oftentimes will want to throw more up in the zone, trying to get the batter to pop the bunt up. But Sherrill did such a good job of getting the top half of the ball and being able to execute that bunt.
What has been impressive to see from Oklahoma City over these last two games is to show their offense is a little more than just one-dimensional, where they just rely on power. They have shown they can play small ball if that's what they need to do. Nice block there by Mulipola. 2-2. I've seen Oklahoma City get runs in each of the last two innings. Garcia right now attempts to minimize the damage with Gordon at the plate. And that is yanked foul.
It was almost one of those ones that hangs down the line. That was fair again. We've seen so many of those. Another good job of getting on top of a rise ball, as well as shown by Gordon, who's ready for that.
6 of the last 8 spark hitters have been on base against Rachel Garcia. Strike 3 call over the inside corner. Now Garcia with a little help there, and that's a first down.
A backdoor curveball again, and when she's getting this to both righties and lefties, she is so tough to hit. That pitch is coming in hard, firm on the hands, a little bit off the plate. Tough to pull the trigger on.
Well, Bubba Nichols-Camarena kind of got things started offensively for the Spark. Single in the last inning, got to second on an error, and eventually came around after a bunt and a ground out. Oh, 0-2.
I talked about this before, but righty is just a tougher matchup against Rachel Garcia. They hit 140 points lower than the lefties against her coming into this game.
Nichols-Camarena hits it to shortstop. Jennings the second one, and that's a double play for the Texas Volts. Really needed that one badly. And it was on a platter for Tiare Jennings, but Oklahoma City does add another run.
The Volts, they might not have the best fielding percentage in the league, but they lead the league in double plays. Little 6-4-3 action to help get Rachel Garcia out of a jam, where the Spark had already scored 1.
Our friend Romo is retiring.
Oh, let's say good words to Romo. Okay. You are one of the most best leaders I have met. We look up to you.
Yes.
But there's no pressure on you because we like the real, authentic Romo.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thanks for taking me under your wing. I love you so much.
We're
so grateful for you. I love you. I love that I got to learn from you. I love that you're an amazing human being and that you've been there for me.
You're a great friend.
Great friend.
All good things come to an end, but legends never die. What a great sign right there. And that's what Sierra Romero has become. She's become a legend of the softball game. An incredible career at Michigan, where she was one of the best Big Ten softball players ever. And tonight, her final home game here in Texas.
Hearing her teammates talk about her like that, you know, they didn't have to do that. You know, like nobody said, hey, you have to say something about Sierra Romero right here into this camera in the dugout. Like they wanted to do that because of the impact that she's made on them.
And that's the thing. She, as her mom said earlier on, she's leaving the game better than she's found it. You know, your legacy can be looked at in a couple of ways. Yeah, you can look at the trophies that she's won, and she's won many, but also the players that she's helped, the young players that she's mentored, and the fact that she's contributed to the next generation of softball and making sure the game is going to be better for them. One and two against Deja Mulipola, who was a strikeout victim her first time up. Maddie Pence, you got to give her a lot of credit, dealt with some traffic in the last inning, but was able to escape with no damage done.
Not hard hits, though, to cause that traffic. I mean, I think that she recognized that in the inning and didn't let the base runners get to her because of essentially a couple of infield singles. So still had some soft contact mixed in there. And I think she's in a really good place right now the second time through the order.
Fly ball, deep center field. Brady back, jumps up and out of here. A home run for Mulipola on a line out. And so now here comes Texas.
Said she's in a good place right now. Boom, next pitch, hardest hit ball of the game by far. And Mulipola was just not fooled on the changeup whatsoever. Maddie Penta changing speeds has led to her success to this point in the game, but Mulipola going down to get that. That is such a tough pitch to hit. Down and out, only 54 miles an hour, and she just stays on it, puts it out of the reach of Maya Brady.
I mean, that is some serious strength from Mulipola. And out comes to Jackie Liss, who lately has been hitting home runs herself.
First home run of the season, like we talked about, for Mulipola. Tiara Jennings has 5 in front of her.
And we send it down to Maria. She's with Deja Mulipola.
Deja, the home run on the changeup, how are you able to recognize that pitch?
She's been beating us out low, getting calls out there all day. So I think setting your eyes up for that kind of puts you on time for the changeup.
You're on time. I'll let you catch your breath now. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you. Go Bolts.
The plate coverage with that swing was so impressive, just down in her legs. I mean, she is so strong. That swing, that was not an easy pitch to do that on. What an unbelievable swing by Mulipola.
And how hard she hit it, too. I mean, that was on a low line over the wall in right center field. Brady did everything she could, but with how hard Mulipola's been hitting the ball, you kind of assumed it was just a matter of time, and now it slices the Spark lead in half.
Just a thing of beauty. Pitch location was not bad at all. Mulipola getting deep into her legs, looking for that outer half. She told Maria. And now it's going to be all about how Maddie Penta can recover after that home run. We talked about her being able to recover after some traffic in the third inning and work out of that jam, but may feel different after the hardest hit ball off of her, and I think that Courtney Oliver Elkins, realizing the same thing, going to come out and talk to her.
And it's a bullpen for Oklahoma City that is pretty fresh if at some point the Spark need to go there, just because they have gotten back-to-back complete games. Ford was tremendous yesterday, and in general over the last 3 games, Oklahoma City pitching has helped support their offense.
They've just looked a little sharper. They've been commanding the zone. Jalen Ford had such a good outing last night. It's like Maya Johnson is warming up in the bullpen, the rookie out of Belmont.
Such a great story, mid-major player who has come on and been one of the leaders of the pitching staff for Oklahoma City. Now, let's see if Penta can find a way to minimize the damage. She is facing Rachel Garcia, though, and you have got to be very careful about where you spot it up to her, one of the best two-way players in all of softball.
Well, we talked about how the Spark have hit the most home runs, but they've also given up the most home runs. And now on the season, they have hit 32 home runs. That leads the league by 11, but they have given up 32 home runs as well. So that can come back and bite you.
Garcia decides to bunt there, and that's foul 0-2. Hit safely in 5 straight games, had a single in the 5th inning yesterday, and put on a display in Philadelphia over the weekend at MLBX. Now time is going to be called at home plate.
You can tell Maddie Penta did not want the pitch call that was given to her, so that Sarah Gordon going to take it upon herself and not use the pitch gong, but to put down something else, and that's what she wanted. The thing that she shook off was a screwball, would have been inside, got her outside with the drop.
And now let's go into the game with Sierra Romero.
Last home game, last of the last.
Trying to get me all crying and emotional before the game. Like, ugly crying.
Don't cry yet.
No.
Congratulations on an incredible softball career. Number 32, Sierra Romero.
Why are you doing this?
I love you. I love you so much.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to cry.
Well, if there's a night where you're going to cry, it's okay to cry. At an evening like tonight where she's honored for all her accomplishments, gets a hug from her sister who just so happens to be participating in the final game against the Volts at home this year. And all the Volts players, if you didn't know how much they love Sierra Romero before, you see it now. Stolen base attempt. Liss is safe, and the ball gets into center field. So she is going to advance, and now the tying run is over at third.
Putting a runner into motion here. Taking a chance for a steal. We don't see a ton of steals by any means. In fact, that's just the 7th steal for the Volts this season, and going to go down as an error to get Jackie Liss to third base off of Sydney Romero's glove, and good read by Liss to see that into center field and head off to 3.
So big chance here for Sierra Romero. Can she find a way to tie it up? 1 out in the inning, and the count has gone to 2-2.
Looking at all that she's accomplished in her career, I mean, the list just goes on and on, but first player of the triple 300 club, 300 plus runs, 300 plus hits, 300 plus RBIs in her career at Michigan.
Romero taps it back to the circle. Penta looks Liss back and gets the out at first base.
Not easy to put up those numbers that I just read off. That's why she was the first player to join that club. Just an offensive juggernaut, able to produce all throughout her career.
It's been a great teammate, too. Great teammate, evidenced by the way her coach, the fans, teammates look at her, all she's done for the game. Remember, she's actually on the AUSL executive committee as well, because in the AUSL, they're so good about giving players ownership and helping them determine what course this league is going to go.
The player executive committee, and she's been a big part of that. She has a big voice in this league and in this sport. I don't think she would have it any other way.
Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, she got a single earlier on. She shows bunt here and takes from Penta 2-1.
That'd be big if Penta can work out of this jam. And how about the Volts just answering right back? There were back-to-back innings at the Spark, put a run on the board, and the Volts just needed to find a way to answer. They did that with the Mulipola home run right away and just have a chance for more.
Up and in. Stewart-Hunter, great hitters count here, 3-1. And then you've got Jayla Lassiter awaiting on deck. Slapped out to Sydney Romero on the first for the out, but Deja Mulipola, she brings Texas within a run with her first homer of the year. 2-1, Oklahoma City. Now, when you think of Texas Longhorns greats, you got to look at Vince Young, who was certainly not a pocket quarterback back in his day, and maybe the most unusual first pitch that we have ever seen. But it was in over the outside corner for a strike as he scrambled, squared, and got the pitch in the strike zone.
I've never seen one quite like that, but Vince Young here to throw the first pitch in the final home game of the Volt season, and still here in the 5th inning, taking the game in. Love that. That's probably my more favorite part, that he stuck around after the first pitch and is taking this game in.
It has turned into a nicer evening here after there was a lot of rain earlier today. I mean, you saw rain into the early to mid-afternoon, but things have cleared up. And what is the final Volts home game of the year? Vince Young also seeing if the Volts can stage a comeback against Oklahoma City and see if they can play a little bit of spoiler with Ricky Woodard's team trying to disrupt what has been a good run of play for the Spark, who've won 5 of their last 7. Tapped out to List. She comes to get it and makes a strong throw for the first out. Another team that's right there for the playoffs in the AUSL. It's the Cascade. Utah's already punched their ticket, but now look at this pitching matchup coming up on CBS Sports Network later on.
Well, the Cascade are playing for a top 3 spot in the standings to punch their ticket. As you said, the Talents know that they're going to be there, but they're playing for the 1 overall seed, because how it will work in College Station is that there will be a play-in game ahead of the finals, and the 2 and 3 seeds will play each other in a 1-game playoff for a second spot in the finals. So the 1 overall seed will just be sitting back, watching them fight it out for a chance to play them in the finals, whoever that might be. We don't know who that is going to be just yet. So the Talons, despite making it, just waiting, or they're trying to play for that top spot. And so are the Bandits, quite frankly. Look how close the records are between Utah and Chicago, 14-7 and 14-8. It's going to come down until the end.
Yeah, it seemed like at one point this year it was going to be a Talons runaway for first place, as there's a hit by pitch on an offering up and into McKinney.
Well, and then all the Bandits did was go on a 9-game win streak. And in a 25-game season, a 9-game win streak is season-altering for your team. A Bandits team that started out 0-4, very rocky. Not a great start for them at all. Skylar Wallace got back. Lexi Kilfoyle got back from Japan as well, and Kat Sandercock, and they just became a totally different team.
Earlier on this year, we talked to Shonda Stanton, and before those players returned, she said, you know, we've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, but our goal is to hit the 500 mark. And then once all those players came back, they got their sea legs under them after their time in Japan. The role that they have been on, and it ought to make for a really great AUSL postseason.
Just described what I hope happens to my Astros, just trying to make it to 500 and then see what happens from there. So maybe if it happened for the Bandits, it can happen to my Astros after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that trade deadline coming up very soon. A lot of teams right now deciding if they're going to be buyers and sellers. Jeff Arnold, Amanda Scarborough, and Rhea Tribalpiece with you tonight here in Texas.
Such a good pitch. She knew she had to get that in there. That off-speed drop ball to Brady. Hit her with the pitch the last at bat, and that was on that drop ball as well. So trying to find that confidence, knowing that she needs to go back inside, not scared to go back inside with this, and this 2-strike count to Brady.
She's done a good job of working both sides of the plate. You know, we saw her working the outside part of the plate to Brady, and she got that strikeout of her in the first inning. Brady has a hit in all but 2 of the 23 career games she's played in the AUSL. And she'll take there 2-2.
You could tell that her and Sydney Romero, who is on deck, just put in the work in the offseason, came ready to play from game number 1. Maya Brady set the tone for this offense.
Strike 3 called. Maya Brady gets rung up.
And we said when Rachel Garcia is getting this outside corner, especially to lefties, she really becomes unhittable. Screwball in the outside corner. She can move that ball both ways on the outside corner to lefties, gets the call. And 2 times that Rachel Garcia has struck out Maya Brady. That does not happen very often.
Pitches inside to Sydney Romero for ball 1. Seven strikeouts on the game. She does have 3 hit by pitches as well, which ties her AUSL career high.
They're talking about that with Rachel Garcia and why she has so many hit by pitches, and it's just because she does not give in over the plate. If she is going to miss, like that last pitch, curveball to Romero, she's going to miss off the plate, whether she goes in or out.
Romero sails it center field. Catch is made by Coffey, and the inning is over. So Garcia keeping her team close. It's a 1-run game, middle of the 5th. Much different kind of game tonight here at the Dell Diamond. A 2-1 affair. Oklahoma City has got the lead. A couple of unearned runs for the Spark in this one. Maddie Penta, we've seen her do a good job in the circle tonight. And the Deja Mulipola, she's accounted for the lone run for Texas, sending one over the fence in the 4th inning. Oklahoma City still very much in contention for a playoff spot. And Texas, who is out of it, trying to play spoiler. But yeah, much different kind of game than last night when Oklahoma City cruised to a 7-2 win.
It's a close one. We've had so many close ones recently in this league.
Out to left. And the catch is made by Nichols Camarena. Eric Rue, who does a really good job in tracking this stuff. Coming into today, 14 of the previous 17 games in the AUSL were decided by 2 runs or less, and then 6 of those were 1-run games.
So compelling, and I know that there is more to come after this game for the Talons Cascade game, and then we have a game every day until the 20th. So 5 more days of regular season action, and I have a feeling they're all going to be close like that, so you need to tune in.
I know you will certainly be tuned in real time. You established last night that you're not a big DVR fan.
I'm a live action fan. I got to watch it live. If not, I just have too much FOMO. I feel like I'm missing out.
We were able to catch that win by Chicago earlier against the Carolina Blaze. Blaze out of playoff contention while Chicago punches their ticket. And for the Bandits, now it's about can they catch the Talons for that top spot. If you have the top spot, you do not have to play in that play-in game, which the 2 and 3 seeds will face off. And then right after that, it's a best of 3 against the top seed. 2-2 here against Riley Boone. She's been on base twice, both time via single.
Well, the playoffs and the finals will be in College Station, which is about 2 hours away from here, so close to where we are right now in Round Rock.
And that will be a great atmosphere down in College Station for the AUSL. And I guarantee you, I mean, we just talked about it, all the close games that have been played so far, will not be surprised if that is the case come postseason time. Boone with a chopper to a second. Cheryl gets a good hop and picks up the out. And a lot of different things going on around the AUSL. We said the Bandits, they clinch a playoff spot. They knock Carolina out of playoff contention. Spark, though, in the conversation, going to need a little bit of help. Jalen Ford's pitching performance last night certainly was great. And then pay attention, Talons Cascade. Might be seeing those 2 teams in the playoffs.
The playing game in the finals will be on ESPN, and even having a game on ABC in the finals. That will be the first professional softball game on ABC in history that will be played.
Can't wait for that. As it comes up and in, 2-0. Viewership has been up. We've seen so many markets really embrace their teams. This is the first year where teams have had a home market that they've gone to.
Selfishly, I'm excited. It's going to be at Texas A&M,
yep,
at Davis Diamond. I can't wait to see a champion be crowned on that field. I did not get a chance to play at Davis Diamond because that is a fancy new field that came after me, but love taking in a game there. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, it is going to be well worth being there in person. It's going to be spectacular.
You're not really sure who's going to take it. I mean, it really is going to be anyone's ball game once the playoffs get started because of the different strengths that each team has. Utah, great pitching team. Chicago, such a great offense. Could be the Cascade. Their pitching has been really good for most of the year. And then if Oklahoma City can keep winning and get some help, they've got their offense performing on all cylinders. Full count here against Coffey, looking for her first hit of the night. Foul territory here for McKinney, and she has got it. So a 1-2-3 inning put up by Maddie Penta in the circle. Still a tight one here at the Dell Diamond. 2-1 OKC.
I'm 32, is one of the oldest in the league, so I'm really proud to say I'm feeling really good right now. For me, working out and going to the gym is like a release. So not only is it helping me athletically on the softball side and strength side to be able to perform, for me it's also just a nice little reset.
Sierra Romero still got it.
It helps me when I get to the softball field and I feel stronger and more prepared when I go to hit, when I go to throw, when I go to field, and I have way less fatigue and soreness. Working out is good for so many things, like my health, longevity in the game, longevity in life, and so working out is a great escape for me and something I really enjoy doing.
And that's presented by LabCorp, the official consumer health testing partner of the AUSL. It's part of the reason why Sierra Romero has been able to play in the pro game for as long as she has. Good at taking care of her body. Backing up Rachel Garcia tonight. Romero playing at second in her final home game here at the Dell Diamond. But there are a couple of games left for the Texas Volts after this.
Well, how about she is 32 years old? That has been her number for forever, and she's going to retire at age 32. Didn't realize that before she had said her age on that piece, but kind of neat, kind of meant to be, maybe.
And she's worn number 32 since high school, and then she's got a softball development app called the 32 Approach. Provides softball instruction to players who are growing up. Rachel Garcia just keeps pitching inside, jamming Delaney Wiz. We saw Oklahoma City score their first run in the third, got one more in the fourth before Mully Pola sliced the Oklahoma City lead in half with a home run. Wiz contributing one of the runs scored tonight for Oklahoma City. Did she check the swing? Yes, she did, according to J.C. Bartley down at first.
Well, with the Spark just having 2 runs on the board, Jeff, I mean, both runs have been unearned. There's been an error in both of the innings that the Spark have scored. And so you think about last night and them taking advantage of the walks and the hit by pitches that they had. 6 of their 7 runs that scored in that game got on via the free pass, but taking advantage of the errors made by the Volts today.
Now, strikeout there for Delaney Wiz as we send it down to Maria.
Well, we've talked a lot about Sierra Romero today, and I was able to catch up with Sydney Romero before the game, and I said, what does it mean to spend your time with your sister for the last time on the field together? And she said, well, when I think of softball, I think Sierra Romero. She has taught me so much about this game, and not just me, but everybody else around us, and we've heard that multiple times here tonight, guys.
Yeah, great impact on so many. And it's probably also created a couple of future professional softball players, and it's inspired so many young viewers of the game as well. And who knows, maybe one day some of those youngsters will be on the field in the AUSL.
I think they will. I know that they will. That's the type of impact that Sierra's had on this sport, and just a close connection with her sister Sydney. But I mean, Sophia, Sierra, Sydney, and their mom Melissa, they all look just alike. Like, I can't get over it. They all just look like they could be, I don't know, quadruplets. I mean, Melissa's a little bit older, obviously, but they all look so much alike.
And then you got Mikey, who trying to reach the major leagues with the Boston Red Sox. Follow his sisters, who've reached the top level of softball here in the AUSL. Harper punches this one foul. It remains 1-2.
We were talking about Sydney, and how about the fact that she coached Amari Harper at Oregon? Seen that a couple of different times in this league. Aubrey Leach coaching at Tennessee, now playing with Carlin Pickens, who's a rookie, and Amari Harper being a rookie on this team, playing with Sydney Romero.
It's cool to see all the different coaches who head off to a college program and they have an opportunity to teach the game, and then they go out on the field and sometimes they're reunited or they're playing against somebody that was under their tutelage. Harper works the count full. Cheryl's on deck. 3-2 pitch coming from Garcia. Off the fist, drops that one into right. Boone's going to throw to first, not in time. Now, she came up throwing. You knew that Riley Boone, the look in her eye, was going to try and nab Harper at first, but no such luck.
Look at that little smile on her face. Again, Miss Chaos Coordinator herself, just doing it in a variety of different ways, charging hard on this ball, thinking that she was going to get Amari Harper, maybe not going hard down the line. Sometimes you'll see that play. 9-3 put out is what it would go down as, and that was kind of a close one.
Cheryl reached last time on an air. Center field, Coffee back. She's got it. Second out of the inning. That was actually Lassiter who's out in center field. Two outs now, and here's Sarah Gordon. Garcia just misses there. Counts even at 1-1. Gordon was picked up from the reserve athlete pool at the very beginning of the month, about 2 weeks ago. Saw her first action with a spark on July 4th. Former ACC Freshman of the Year. Two balls and two strikes. Gordon split her time between Louisville and time at the University of Georgia. Played 3 years for the Bulldogs. That young fan is locked in on their phone, or their parents' phone. Swing and a miss. Gordon goes fishing, and Garcia picks up her latest strikeout.
That is strikeout number 9 for Rachel Garcia. She just had 8 the other day. She is piling up strikeouts here late in the season.
Welcome back to Round Rock, Texas, where the Spark have a 2-1 lead over the Volts. And if you've been watching any AUSL this summer and you've seen Jackie Liss, you know that she doesn't really go too many places without at least talking about her puppy, Peanut. This is the story of how she got Peanut, though. She hit about 3 home runs in her career at Texas Tech. Her family told her, look, if you get to 10, you'll get a puppy. In about a month's time, Jackie Liss did hit 7 more home runs, and then she was able to get Peanut. Her sister Jenna picked her up, and now Peanut is one of the most famous puppies in the softball world. Amanda, I know you love you some Peanut.
Oh, she's the sweetest girl, and could make it the drive down to Texas. Peanut can't get on a plane to be here, but she got to see Jackie compete against the Chicago Bandits. That was a shorter drive for Peanut, but I just love the fact that it seemed like Jackie Liss got determined at the plate in her senior year at Texas Tech once maybe Peanut was in the mix of something that she could get if she hit 10 home runs. Because, I mean, she hit 44 home runs at Southern Illinois, and then she transferred to Texas Tech for her senior year. And maybe a little bit of a slow start in the power department. Peanut enters the chat, and boom, all of a sudden Jackie Liss has 10 home runs, and she has a new puppy.
So cool. We'll send it down to Maria for a little more.
And this is why she's called Peanut, Jeff. When Jackie Liss was a younger softball player, she was tiny, so everybody called Jackie Peanut. So by default, her puppy had to be named Peanut.
Of course.
Yeah. The story was Dad and her high school coach actually wanted to switch her to being a lefty when she was in 12U ball because she was so small. She certainly packs a punch. A lot of power that she's displayed at the very end of the season.
Still not large in stature, but her swing mechanics and the way that she connects with the ball, she has a lot of pop in her swing. Love what she's done at the end of her rookie season, kind of hitting a stride toward the end, like the end of her senior year at Texas Tech as well.
The reason why she got to the AUSL. Lily Pola drives another one, but Brady able to make the catch this time. She has hit the last 2 on the button, but it's out number 2 of the inning. So we get to the aforementioned Jackie Liss. See, maybe home run number 3 is coming tonight. If she can get it, she will tie up this game. Homer in her last 2 games. A lot of great moments coming for Liss, and you know, very much like Oklahoma City for the Texas Volts, that's how they get the majority of their runs, via the home run, with Texas and Chicago, the 2 teams that trail Oklahoma City.
That's why this inning is so important for Maddie Penton. She's gotten a couple of quick outs. It went right at Tiari Jennings, went right at Deja Mulipola. 2 quick outs, the home run hitters that are in this Volts lineup. Now having to face Jackie Liss, who has been hitting with a lot of pop as well. So this is a big inning for Maddie Penton, trying to go the distance in this game, a 1-run game. Their season riding on needing to continue to put up wins.
The 3rd straight complete game for the Spark. If they're able to get it done, it's the longest string of complete games since the Utah Talons had 4 straight complete games back in June.
I think these are the types of appearances they thought that they would get from veterans like Elena Vaughter, Jalen Ford, and Maddie Penta. Slow starts for them. All 3 of those pitchers came late to the season because of their playing career in the Japan Diamond League. There's Jalen Ford, who threw the complete game last night, the lefty.
Off the end of the bat from Liss. Will this drop? No! There's Sydney Romero to make the play. Long way to travel, but she's able to haul it in.
In a close game like this play matters. Sydney Romero takes a drop step and expected Bubba Nichols-Camarena to be a little bit closer to her. Look, she looks down right here just to make sure, kind of an over-the-shoulder grab. Gosh, that was an important 3rd out as we head to the 7th.
The AUSL, it is sponsored by Mizuno. Tight game tonight here in Texas. A final home game of the year for the Texas Volts. A 2-1 game. The Spark have got the lead. Maddie Penta following up Jalen Ford's great performance yesterday. 6 innings, 1 earned run. Scattered only the 3 hits.
Yeah, and those 3 hits, I mean, by far the best hit was the Mulipola home run. The hardest hit, the 2 other ones were just infield singles, if my memory serves me right?
Yeah, and both by Riley Boone. So it's been Boone with 2 singles. Mulipola hits the home run. And outside of that, really no other damage done. It also gives some credit to Penta for, she gave up the homer to Mulipola, then proceeded to walk Jackie Liss. But since then, she has set down 9 in a row. And Garcia, that is the 4th batter that she has hit in this game. Gets Nichols Camarena, who heads down to first. Well, a lot of AUSL action coming up. And make sure you check out tonight. Utah Talons against the Portland Cascade on CBS Sports Network. And then you've got the Bandits and the Blaze. Really tight one played today. Bandits getting their ticket to the playoffs. And then on Thursday, MLB Network, another game between the Talons and the Cascade.
Let's go. Doubleheader tomorrow night. I will be off day for me. I'm excited. Off day for you as well, right?
Yep.
So I'm excited to watch a doubleheader tomorrow night.
It's been so fun to travel across the league, see all the different teams, all the different markets. I mean, you come here to Texas and people take their softball so seriously. You go to Portland where every game is pretty much sold out. Jenkins sets this down foul.
How about that last strikeout in the 6th inning for Rachel Garcia is her 100th of her AUSL regular season career. So she is the first pitcher to hit the 100 strikeout mark in AUSL regular season play. Just a reminder, our first AUSL season was last summer. So doing that last summer and this summer.
This is popped up. Oh, it's some bad luck. It goes over the head of Liss, who is charging in. Just nothing you can do there. You don't usually want to pop up the bunt unless you got a situation like that.
Oh, man. This is so frustrating if you're out on defense when this happens. And Rachel Garcia throws with such good velocity that this bunt just pops off of Jenkins' bat. She lets Garcia provide the power, gets the bottom half of the ball, which usually leads to an out. But instead, it leads to a base runner for the Spark and 2 on for the Spark here in the 7th.
So now this is danger time if you're Garcia. Bunt is set down. Miscommunication. Mulipola and Liss couldn't get on the same page. And so it goes hit by pitch. Bad luck, and one that if you field it with McKinney up, it's a close play. But just unfortunate there. Loaded bases, and you got to deal with Maya Brady.
Look at just good execution here by the Spark in this inning, which we've been talking about. Mulipola wanting Liss to take it. Liss thinking that the veteran Mulipola is going to take it. Now you have to face Maya Brady with the bases loaded, and all she's done is hit 2 grand slams against this Volts team this season.
Well, Garcia, with her 9 strikeouts, she has gotten Maya Brady twice. Just the 2nd time that that has happened in her AUSL career, striking out multiple times in a game. 1-1. 1 grand slam, or 2, I beg your pardon. 2 grand slams for Maya Brady. One of them actually came against Texas in the first series these 2 teams played. But so far, Garcia, she's ahead 1-2. Brady would love to put it out of reach, or at the very least, create a little more breathing room for Penta. Bases loaded, nobody out. Strike 3 called. Outside part of the plate again. And Maya Brady caught looking.
She just is, I don't think, agree necessarily with what she's seeing out of the hand of Rachel Garcia on the outside corner. All 3 strikeouts have been on the outer half. 2 have been looking, including 2 looking with this screwball. And her last 2 at-bats, massive strikeout for number 10 for Garcia.
Sydney Romero takes a strike. Tasia Mulipola has been so good as well, setting up on that part of the plate. And while maybe stationed a little bit off of it, Garcia's hit the spot all night long. Romero jammed, and it's 0-2.
That's what I was talking about with Rachel Garcia. She just doesn't give in. Even with the bases loaded, she's still going to live on the edges, and sure, it might lead to some additional hit by pitches and walks, but she just has the stuff to be able to work out of jams because of her experience, her command off the edges of the plate. She rarely, when you look at the TrackMan and the strike zone to her left, I mean, she just rarely leaves anything out over the heart of the plate. That last swing by Sid Romero, all kinds of jammed up, but you're just not going to get a lot to hit out of the hand of Rachel Garcia, and one that you can easily get your barrel to.
This be some serious pitching if she can find her way out of this. First 3 reaching in the inning to load up the bases. The 0-2 to Romero. And that gets off the glove of Mulipola. That's going to lead a run to come down and score. So 3-1 now.
And another mistake, defensive mistake, that's going to lead to an error for the Spark. All 3 of their runs have not necessarily been earned with a hit with runners in scoring position, but a couple of errors, and now a wild pitch or a pass ball over the head of Tasia Mulipola. It's going to go down as an earned run, but it's a gift, the Spark, with that mistake.
Mulipola is so good behind the plate. Not able to snare that one from Garcia. And there, Rachel Garcia misses outside. 2-2 to Sydney Romero. Has really stepped it up in the power department this year. 7 home runs, and there's a couple of the family, Melissa and Sophia. Here to watch both Sierra and Sydney compete against each other for one final time.
I think they moved spots. From the earlier spot when Maria was talking to them more in the stands. Now they're out in left field, sitting in a different area of the field, taking it in.
Garcia with her 3-2. And Romero will see another one. One in this inning for the Sparks so far. Fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Goodwin, and it is gone. Sydney Romero with her 8th home run. And that might be her biggest one yet. Extends the lead as mom and sister cheering in the stands, and Romero makes it a 4-run inning now for Oklahoma City.
That is big, and I'm wondering if Melissa down there in left field is going to get the ball. It just went over that left field wall. That is the swing that the Spark needed in this game. Maddie Penta has done such a good job keeping it close. The Spark lead the league in home runs, and Sydney Romero now also at the top of the league in home runs, tied with her own teammate Maya Brady and Megan Grant as well. Boom. That is one of the few pitches that Rachel Garcia has left a ball on the plate, and Sid Romero took advantage of it when she got it.
High pop, Mulipola coming back, has no play.
That is just so big. And I was thinking about even with Maya Brady up in the bases loaded, as Melissa and Sophia are just loving to see it, and got a great shot over the left field fence. But how big a home run would feel for the Sparks' confidence in this playoff hunt and for the rest of the games that they have. I really think that might be the biggest swing of the season for them.
That's in the dirt. We send it down to Maria. She's with Sydney Romero.
Sid, that swing breaks it open for your team. How important is that?
Really important. I mean, I was looking for something I could drive. I wanted to do a job, just score a run. I was thinking, honestly, something deep fly ball to score, and that works too.
Your mom and Sophia are out there in left field. Do you think they got the ball?
Probably Sophia. She's probably running out there jumping the fence, probably.
We'll take a look at that.
Thanks.
Part of the reason why you move a little bit closer. Great timing by mom and sister. Sydney Romero making a game that has been very close throughout. Making now a 6-1 game. 13 runs Oklahoma City has scored in the last 2 nights.
This run so big in this inning, a 4 spot in the top of the 7th. Likely to see Maddie Pintick come back out, try to throw a complete game as Rachel Garcia now gets her 11th strikeout of the game. But Sydney Romero, Player of the Year candidate. So is Maya Brady, who's had a tough game hitting against Rachel Garcia. But Sydney Romero in this game, couple of hits, including that 3-run home run, having Maya Brady's back in this game.
And it really will come down to the wire on the MVP. Will it be Brady? Will it be Romero? Will it be Sammy Williams? And a special moment for Sierra Romero. A chance to hug her teammates. And for one final time here in Texas, say so long.
Love that Sydney Romero even came over to the home dugout and gave her a hug too. You know, Melissa just loves to see that. What a special moment. I love that they did that for her. Started her at second base tonight and pulled her off the field with 2 outs for a chance for her moment to put Kirsten Roos now the rookie at second base.
Now, something like that, that is reserved for legends of the game. A chance to say so long to the Texas faithful as Kirsten Roos will come in and take Sierra Romero's place at second. There's a swing and a miss. A player that has had such a big impact at the college level, at the pro level, and Sierra Romero setting things up for the AUSL players of today and tomorrow. Hit well, right field by Amari Harper. Boone is out of room. It's a home run. So Amari Harper, for the 2nd straight night, she goes deep. And the Spark add on to their biggest inning of the evening, a 7-1 lead.
So much confidence from Sydney Romero with that swing to finally really get to Rachel Garcia. And then Amari Harper, who she coached at Oregon, taking that confidence, going down and getting that drop ball 60 miles an hour, and she just drops her barrel down to get underneath that pitch and lift it out of here. 233 feet for distance. 2 home runs in this inning for the Spark off of Rachel Garcia, and I think a moment that nobody really saw coming with the way that Rachel Garcia was commanding this game, and it was just a 1-run game coming to the top of the 7th.
I mean, Rory McIlroy would be impressed at that effort, being able to go down and golf it over the fence.
It is such a tough pitch to hit for the lefties too. What a swing. We've seen a couple of just incredible swings in this game.
Yeah, and a couple of them came in this inning. Sydney Romero with a 3-run shot to really extend the lead for Oklahoma City. Amari Harper goes deep as well. 7-1 OKC. Well, not long ago, this was a one-run game, but Oklahoma City sees their offense spark in the 7th inning. Couple of home runs, the biggest one by Sydney Romero, a 3-run shot. And performances like that, that's what the Spark need right now. They don't control their own destiny. They're eliminated with 3 losses or 3 Portland wins. And Amanda, as we were talking about in the break, it's an inning like that that could very well set your course for the rest of the regular season.
Well, I really thought that it was Sydney Romero's swing that did it for me. And you could tell, though, that setting the tone for the rest of the season and giving them confidence, even with the Amari Harper home run, was just going to pile on top of it. Now, it's all going to be all about finishing in a strong way right here for Maddie Penta to continue to have these fantastic starts from their starting pitchers. I'd love to see her finish this one out, and I'm sure her coaching staff would too.
And a chance to get to 500 if you get this win. Right now, Portland is in that 3rd and final playoff spot, but Oklahoma City has got some time. Amber Flores seeing if she can lead OKC in its first year in the AUSL to the playoffs. Garcia just singled there. And Amber Flores, incredible career at Oklahoma, has done such a great job in the junior college ranks. And has got some star power, too, in her lineup. 1-1. Sierra Romero, after she came off the field to a round of applause, allowed to have her moment in front of the home crowd. She comes back on a hit here. 2-1. Six hits this year, 3 of them home runs. Penta gets the call over the outside. 2-2. This will be the 3rd straight complete game if Penta is able to finish things off. They had just 1 in their first 19 games on the year. Romero puts this one in the gap. This is going to roll all the way to the fence. Garcia's going to get sent around. Here's the throw. No, they're going to hold on to it. Well, how about that for Sierra Romero in her final at bat at home? An RBI double to get Rachel Garcia in, and both Romeros having their moment here in the 7th inning.
Things we love to see is this right here, her final home game, getting an RBI late in this game, getting another at bat. Mom, Melissa loving it. What a 7th inning for the Romeros. The Romero sisters in the 7th inning alone have 4 RBIs combined. Just fighting off this screwball. 2-strike hit given up by Maddie Penta, just not in enough. Sierra able to get some barrel to it, find a gap. RBI double for her.
All smiles as she stands out at second base. And Christmas coming early for the Romeros. You get your moment where the crowd recognizes you and you get hugs from all your teammates, and your Sierra Romero, Sydney, your sister, comes over, gives you a hug too, and everyone applauds what has been a great career. Then Sydney Romero hits a 3-run homer, and Sierra Romero comes up for a final at bat at home, finds the gap. What a roller coaster ride it has been for them in the 7th inning, but nice to see the Romeros center stage here in the 7th.
Just the coolest. We've had some really cool moments the past couple of days here at this stadium, and I'd love to see it.
Now, Penta trying to get things on track. She had set down 9 straight before the single and the RBI double.
Okay, perfect.
And a swing and a miss. Aaliyah Binford up at the plate. And we know about her power exploits all year long. Yeah, 0-2 the count. One of a handful of players that is from the state of Texas. Binford beyond third base. McKinney there to make the catch. First out of the 7th inning. 119 pitches for Penta. Her career high in pitches in a game in college. In a 12-inning game, mind you. In the NCAA Regionals in 2024, her career high in pitches 223. So this is nothing.
That went late into the night, and I believe that game was against UCF, whose head coach is Cindy Ball-Malone, the head coach of the Talons this season.
Outside 1-1.
That was, oh my gosh, that was a brawl. Sarah Willis was the pitcher she was pitching against in that one. I mean, I think that game was finishing at like 1 a.m. Like, we're talking late, I think after some weather delays.
There's a swing and a miss. 1-2. It's one of the things I just love about softball compared to baseball is how you have a pitcher who's going strong, just keep him in there, let him finish the game off.
I love that too.
A flare out to second, and Cheryl there to make the catch.
I just think it's that ownership of the game that is so cool. Not just ownership of your start or going deep into the game. Sure, that's a part of our game too, but ownership of a complete game. No matter how many pitches you've thrown, you know that you have a chance every time once you start a game that you have the opportunity to finish it. No matter what type of game it is for you, you throw a few more pitches than normal.
So it's on Riley Boone, tries to keep it going, sets it down, safe at first base. Romero gets up to third. 3-hit game for Riley Boone.
He's doing it in all different types of ways. Just one of those hitters that is a pesky out.
Oklahoma City is challenging the ruling of safe at first base. That play is under review.
This will be the first review that we have seen all night. It was a very close play. You know that Riley Boone is not afraid to drop one down with 2 outs. Let's take a look.
She's safe.
The fans are chanting, safe, 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 and I think you and they are both right.
I think this will stand. These fans have stayed until the end, too.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The runner's safe. Oklahoma City has 1 challenge remaining.
I'll take a shot, but Boone just in there. So it'll be Danica Coffey who comes up to the plate. The second 3-hit game that Riley Boone has collected this year. And her 4th bunt hit as well. Strike 1 taken by Coffey. 5-7. Or 7-6-2, I beg your pardon, for the Spark. 2-6-2 for the Volts. Dropped out to left, and Nichols Camarena comes on and makes the catch. And Oklahoma City on the back of a big 7th inning where they score 5 times. And they see Maddie Penta go the distance. They claim a 2-game sweep. Now let's hold the phone for a second. I'm wondering if maybe we have catcher's interference here.
Yeah, looks like it. So Danica Coffey's going to end up at first base.
The ruling on the field is catcher's obstruction. That batter's awarded first base. There are still 2 outs.
A little bit of a reprieve there.
Love it when we use the mic for even non-challenge calls. I love using the mic to let everybody know what's going on. It helps the fans. It helps the broadcasters. Great job to this crew for communicating. Yep, you see it fair and square right there. You feel that as a hitter too. You know, base is loaded now.
And so she says it right there immediately to Scott Mayer. Umpires get it right. This is certainly not over yet. With a bases loaded and 2 outs, and Tiare Jennings up. She's looking for her first hit tonight. Hits it softly to third. McKinney on to first, and that will do it now. Oklahoma City completes the 2-game sweep. What a great job by Penta. It's the 3rd straight complete game that the Spark have picked up, and they had a big 7th inning, which helped them put it away.
Yeah, they took care of business here with a great performance from Maddie Penta, putting 7 runs on the board and just piling up runs late in this game, which is something that they needed to do against a Volts team that was going to fight. Now they will sit and watch what is currently happening with the Talons and Cascade game, and you know they're going to be pulling for the Talons.
Yeah, it is a great performance by Oklahoma City, who keeps it rolling. For more AUSL right now, head over to CBS Sports Network to watch the Talons against the Cascade. For Amanda Scarborough, Maria Tribal Peace, our entire crew, I'm Jeff Arnold. Oklahoma City comes here to Texas. Offense performs well, 2 good pitching performances, and they win tonight. Good night, everybody.